I
segment.
saw the video where he actually said that, you know, he was on. They were all going to the BET Awards. Usher pulled him like to the back of the plane.
Yeah.
And he said I thought Usher was my friend. He told me that I ruined music for real singers. And I said, I mean, you could tell, like, you know, because T-Pain is a very flamboyant person. And there was a level of hurt that I heard in his voice and seriousness. And I thought, wow, that is a terrible thing that Usher did. Like, that's really all I got to say. And the thing is, didn't Usher use auto-tune on OMG like not that long after
he was
that?
on that whole international wave for a minute.
Yeah, and that's full of I don't know. And he said this sent T-Pain said it sent him into a real depression. It's like
4 years.
It's like, why would you know, because everybody likes to keep it real.
Yeah.
And say what they feel. But like sometimes you have to realize, first of all, that's just not true. It didn't ruin it for real singers. Like T-Pain was his own wave. He didn't shift the culture that much.
Nah.
To where all
I don't know about that. He
Quiet as
inspired
kept
a lot
though.
of people,
T-Pain is actually a dope artist,
and he can actually sing.
I agree,
but you know, I don't. I think there was a wave to where he produced a lot and he was on a lot of. But even the people he produced for didn't always use auto tune.
I mean, the thing is though, watching the clip, like Fam almost was getting choked up talking about it. That's what I noticed. I'm like. Yeah. It was so genuine the way he was talking about it.
It could have actually been the straw that broke the camel's back because when you think about it, at that time, Jay-Z had made Death of Auto-Tune. And when he premiered the song, it was at Summer Jam, and T-Pain was on the stage while Jay-Z is performing this song. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I remember that story.
So
he said, imagine y'all out here doing too much T-Paining.
Yeah.
Like, put it directly on
while he's on stage watching them do this. So imagine that happening, and then he's saying that he's cool with Usher. And he pulls him to the side and says that to him. I mean, the thing about it is, I think a lot of people think that having money eliminates emotion.
Good point.
So they figure that, well, you're rich, you shouldn't be upset because he said that. At the end of the day, you're still human. That's why they say money doesn't solve everything. I mean, it can put a really nice Band-Aid on it. It might be able to clog a dam and keep everything from flooding.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it can still bust right back open, and you're still that same person that was here before you had the money. So people shouldn't look at it like that and just, I don't know.
Well, just think of if somebody came up to you and said in earnest, "Hey, you ruined something that
that's crucial.
That you love." Whether
that's
that's
big.
I don't know if like that was like Usher was out of line for that.
Yeah,
he was out of line for that.
I agree.
Hey, T-Pain been airing people out here lately too, because he said that Nicki didn't want to work with him or give him a song. Mind you, this was at the height of T-Pain's career.
Yeah, Nicki wasn't.
He said Nicki
wasn't even on it.
Yeah, she pretty much said, "I'm an artist too, and I'm busy for the most part." And now she's copping pleas, saying she apologized. She don't remember, but it sounds like something she probably said. I mean, T-Pain, if we gonna keep it a buck, he held down the early 2000s like a mug. Like, I mean, he was on every hook. It's almost like him and Nate Dogg switch places as far as being on hooks and singing hooks, and he took it 10 steps further.
He took it way past Nate
Dogg because I mean, he was the radio for the most part when you think about it. Then he had an album that was supposed to come out with Lil Wayne at the time too. They toured together, like him and Lil Wayne toured together on that
just even bigger
Carter tour.
But even bigger than all that, like his influence on everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we just talked about Future. Like the auto-tune, here's the thing. I don't want to say Usher was right necessarily, but there was a thing that happened in that time period where all of a sudden
everybody was using it.
Everybody was using it, and you didn't necessarily have to be able to sing to use it. So there is validity to that. Now, the other side of the coin is T-Pain can actually sing really well, and he's extremely talented. And once you find out that about T-Pain, you typically back off a little bit on that because you realize he is talented. But it did open up a big door of a whole bunch of people to where they could get ideas out a lot easier. They didn't have to work with people that maybe had spent their entire life learning how to sing in key.
Yeah.
You know, auto-tune was meant for subtle adjustments with instruments and you know, singers,
He freaked
not
it.
to turn it all the way on.
Yeah.
But he took auto-tune and used it the same way Daft Punk used side chaining, or you know, like he created his own thing. He created, you know, like so.
But his stuff was jamming though.
Yeah, and
Like
Oh,
besides,
it was jamming. It definitely was
besides
jamming.
even the auto tune, even when you think about the production on those songs he was singing on,
yeah.
it was on point.
But even with all that like aside, like I don't think he ruined anything.
That's
Nah.
the word.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like he definitely set everything into a course.
Yeah.
he
of
created
action.
a whole nother lane.
I'm
Yep.
with Lone on the impact, like the overall impact of it. Ruin is the wrong word because he ain't the first person to do that. Like, come on now, we're not just gonna put all that on T-Pain. But to Lone's point, a floodgate was opened, and I'm talking about it opened wide once he popularized that, and then you couldn't turn from it. Like rappers was just singing their own hooks and using autotune, like so you could kind of see where Usher was coming from with that. But
Yeah.
I say that to say, fam didn't ruin it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I think that'll do it.
Technically, he wasn't even the first that did it because
Yeah.
People
Roger
had a
Troutman.
vocoder that was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the exact same thing, but it gave you a pretty approximate effect. So
Yeah, I'm with it.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure you join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. You can also catch playback of all of our shows on any podcast app and youtube.com/newoldheads network. And go to newoldheads.com/community to join our Discord.